If you clicked on this video, you're probably struggling hard with PPC and have no idea what to do. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to optimize your campaigns in the simplest way possible. This is going to be my strategy on how to optimize exact match campaigns. If you don't know how to create exact match campaigns or find those keywords at all, I'll leave a link down in the description to a previous video I showed about how to actually find these campaigns that I'm going to show you now how to optimize. If you go online, you'll see a lot of different people teaching a whole bunch of different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you the absolute easiest way and the most effective way. It's basically the 20% of the things that will bring you the 80% of the results. If you want to go watch all that other stuff, go ahead, but most of it is the 80% that's only going to give you 20% of the results. So there are three main stages to PPC. One, which is the ranking stage. Two, which is going to be the discovery stage, where you're going to try to find more keywords that are going to be profitable for you, stuff that you can rank for as well. And three, which is going to be the scaling phase. I'm also going to turn this into a little bit of a mini series where I show you each and every one of them. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those. This is going to be focused on those exact match campaigns like I mentioned. So let's dive into it. Right here you can see my very own PPC campaigns. This is the lifetime report. I only started PPC campaigns for this particular brand in the past maybe month and a half, 2 months. So there's not a lot of data here, but there's enough for us to do some serious optimizations. Also, as you can see, the lifetime ACoS for this is 45%, let's say. And actually for the launching stage and for those beginning 1 to 2 months, this is an incredible ACoS for the very reason that we're actually trying to rank on all these keywords. They're not all meant to be profitable. They're meant to drive organic traffic and organic sales. So as a general rule of thumb, anything that's break even plus 15% ACoS is actually something that's going to be good. So our break even, or rather our ACoS is 30%. And so in this situation, you can see we're at 45%, which is about exactly as much as you want to go. You don't really want to go much more than that. If you're at 100%, you really need to optimize quickly and follow exactly these tactics I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to literally use my very own campaign. Let's use one that has a lot of spend. So we have one right here, which is keywords to rank for 2. 422 in spend, 39% ACoS. Let's go into that and I'll show you and explain to you my very own process of how to do this. Once you're here, you're going to want to click on your ad group and then into the targeting section. We're actually not going to be creating any reports or anything like that. A lot of times if you watch online, they actually show that you have to download reports and stuff like that. Now you will have to do that for the later videos in the series, but because this is actually just specifically focused on the exact match keywords, you don't have to download anything. This is actually a super simple way and highly effective way to lower your ACoS. Now we're going to actually start off with the optimizations. First things first is you want to make sure that your actual columns are correct. I always use the ACoS column. Sometimes you'll see a ROAS in here. So go into your columns, customize columns and add advertising cost of sale. I don't use return on ad spend. I just use ACoS. After that, what I like to do is I make sure that I'm on the date range of lifetime. There's a couple steps in this process. The first one is to actually go through all your keywords and find anything that has spent more than $10 with 0 sales, right? Because that's really important. Those are kind of the keywords that are eating up your budget, but really bringing nothing in. So we're going to scroll through them. And as you can see right here, we have one for $14.40. It hasn't brought in any orders. Then there's another one for $12.49, also hasn't brought in any orders. So as you can see, this one right here is already off because I've optimized previously, but this one right here has just crossed that barrier, $12.49, and it actually hasn't brought in a single sale in as long as it's been existed, but spent a lot of money. So I'm going to now turn that off, kill that keyword, because you know what, after $12, that's already enough to know that this keyword's probably not going to be good for you. Later on down the road, you might be able to test this keywords again because things change as you get more social proof, as you get more, more reviews. This is something that can change. But as for right now, we are not going to test these keywords again. So turn that one off. So now as you can see, the rest of them are, we have one $6.49 that's still running, hasn't brought in any sales yet. That's okay. $5, that's fine too. As you can see, basically, we just need to get all the keywords that have spent over $10. The next step is step number 2, which is to go into your date range lifetime and actually go to, so I don't start with the day that we're on. I go about 2 days before just because it can take up to like 48 hours for Amazon to really allocate the sales. So we'll go from the 18th and we'll go 1 week in the past. So from 11th of June to the 18th of June. The reason for this is because we want to optimize in those time periods where it allows us to, kind of work backwards, right? If you're optimizing from day to day, you're never going to have the correct kind of results, and you're never giving yourself a long enough time period to optimize these keywords. So let's go to save, and we're going to optimize for 1 week at a time here. Now, the next step here, after we've already removed some keywords, is to actually start to optimize the bids on keywords. I know that many of you guys probably know about, adding keywords to negative exact or, to negative keyword list to stop delivering those keywords. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually adjust bids to make keywords more profitable or, less profitable. For example, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it's possible. So let's go to, I like to sort by spend. As you can see in the last, in that 1 week period, there's keywords that have spent nearly $10 with no sales. Again, I won't be optimizing these keywords. I won't be deleting these keywords. But if in the last 1 week period, so like I said, I went 1 week in the past, gave myself 2 days, went 1 week in the past. Even though in the lifetime range, we've already taken off the ones that have, spent $10 and, haven't brought any sales. There's also times where you're going to have $10 plus spent in a week period with no sales. And that actually might also be something to consider, because that means that for some reason the product isn't selling so well. As you can see here, we have one that spent $9.28 with no sales in the last week, $9.18 no sales, $7.51 no sales, $7.31 no sales. So they've actually spent money but haven't brought in sales. Now, you can always go into the lifetime range here. Remember the keyword, right? So, I have the keyword here blurred out for you guys, but remember what the keyword is, and then go into the lifetime range as well. And you can see, okay, how would that keyword actually do? So here it is right here, right? So even though in the last week, it actually spent $9 with no sales, overall, it's an incredibly profitable keyword for us. So I would definitely keep it going in here. If it was at like $15, or if right here it wasn't a profitable ACOS, I'd probably turn it off. That's just kind of how I do it. So if we're going to go back to the range, I'm going to go to the 11th to the 18th again. We're going to look at the next keyword. That's $9.18 spend. So I'm going to remember what the keyword is here. Go back into the lifetime range, and then I found it right here. So see, this keyword is actually not a profitable keyword for us, which means that in the lifetime range, it spent $42, out of those $42, it only brought $59 in sales, so it's a 70% ACOS. And in the past week, it spent $9 without any sort of sales. Also, as you can see here, the suggested bid is 65 cents. We're currently spending 43 cents, which means for me, I've already optimized this keyword in the past, and for some reason, it's not actually working for me. Another thing I can check is instead of going from the 11th to 18th, I can go from the 4th to the 11th and see how this keyword was also performing, not only in the lifetime range, but also I like to check how it was performing, the 1 week or let's say 2 weeks ago. The reason I do this again is because you want to take a clear picture of each and every keyword. So the first step is to go into the lifetime range, see how the lifetime is. If it's not doing well lifetime, let's say it has $10 spend, no sales, remove it. Then what you want to do is you want to dive in deep into the last week, see how it did in the last week. If it's spending a lot of money, like we're really close to that threshold of $10 without any sales, I would then go back into the lifetime, look how it's doing in the lifetime. If it's doing really good in the lifetime, keep it for maybe another week, see how it does. If it's kind of not doing great in the lifetime, like the second keyword that we saw here, what you want to do is look at 2 weeks ago. So as you saw here, we went from the 4th to the 11th. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually look for that keyword again. I actually don't remember what it's called. Oh, it's right here. So as you can see here, in the week before this one, it spent $23 and brought $39 in sales. So it's still not doing well, even though I've already optimized it, because before it was above 65, I always do my bids higher than the suggested. So you can see now it's lower, which means I've already spent money on this. So I can either do one of two things. In this case, I can either lower even more to see if it's going to make any sales, or I can remove it completely. I'm going to do one last optimization for this. So next week, I'm going to come back and I'm going to check. If this keyword is still not performing, I'm going to remove it. You can also write on a separate list keywords that are, you can open up a doc or something and write the exact keywords that, are kind of warning keywords, keywords that you're keeping your eye on, stuff that potentially you need to remove. So this was one definitely that I add to that. I'm also going to lower the bid down to, since you can see it's 60% ACOS, I'm going to lower it by half. So I'm going to do about 22 cents, let's say. The reason I lowered it by half was because it was at 43 cents and it had a 60% ACOS. So if I lower it by half, what should happen is it should turn into a 30% ACOS. If you spend half, your ACOS should become half. So that's kind of a way also to optimize those. For example, another situation, if you had 100% ACoS and you're spending $1, if you reduce that bid to 50 cents, your ACoS should also reduce to 50%. And what you're trying to do with this is you're trying to get your ACoS to be about what your profit margin is. So if your profit margin is at 30%, your target ACoS should be around 30%. I also give it some leeway to up to 45% in that situation. I give it 15% leeway in that case, right? So let's go back into continue the optimization of this campaign. I'm going to do the whole campaign with you guys so you guys can understand. I know this can be some difficult topics here, but it's very important to know exactly how to optimize and understand like really everything that's going in the process. Let's go back to the 11th to the 18th. Now that we've already optimized that keyword, we can do the same for these, but I think for now I'm going to keep these just because they haven't reached that $9 or $10 mark. From there, what we're going to do is, actually before we do that, I'm going to go and look into these two keywords in the last week here. So what I can see here is one of those keywords actually, didn't even make sales last week and also spent $8. So this is why we're actually going to turn this one off, because last week it spent $8, didn't make a sale. This week it spent $7, didn't make a sale. Obviously not a great keyword for us. Now for this next one, it spent $7.31, right? If I go to the week from before, you can see that it's actually a very profitable keyword. So the week before, it spent $6.52 and made us 2 sales at a 16% ACoS. That's why I would not turn that one off. I won't even optimize that one. I will let it sit for a little bit longer. All right. So that's why you don't really always, you want to see the full picture. You don't want to just rush into these things. Now we're going to go again. We're going to continue here. We're going to see. So we have one from last week. So this is 565. It's doing great. 14% this week. Awesome. So we're not going to touch that. $3.65. Anything below, these ones are $7, right? They were pretty close to 10. So that's why I looked into optimizing those from last week. These ones you don't necessarily have to. But as you can see, I've actually already paused this one. But this one right here, 332, you could check, how it's kind of doing. So I'm going to remember this keyword. And then I'm going to go back 2 weeks and see how it's doing. So right here, 2 weeks ago, it only spent $2. So it's kind of not the greatest in this situation. I probably leave it one more week. I'll add it to that yellow keywords, those kind of keywords that are warning keywords, and then check it again next week. Moving back to this week though, let's take a look at the rest of them. So everything else is about $1, $1, $1. I mean, you can check those, but those ones don't have enough data just yet for us to really make any decisions on that. So basically, we've actually in this campaign only really optimized one keyword, just because the rest of them didn't really have much to optimize. And this can be a little bit challenging if you're seeing this for the first time, but I'll do another campaign also to show you guys how this whole thing works. If you're getting any value from this so far, or are learning anything new, leave a like. And remember to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to turn this into a little bit of a series, and we're going to show you all the different optimization techniques to really hone in on your PPC craft. All right, so here we are in another campaign. This one likes to use a lot of spend, so there hopefully will be some more optimizations there. Like I said, we're doing the last week minus the last 2 days, just so we have some time in case Amazon is allocating any sales there. So first things first is we want to go into the lifetime range, right? And we want to look for anything that has spent more than $10 with 0 sales. So as you can see here, we have $15, $13, $10. These are all already turned off. We have 1004, but these are already making sales, and everything else looks good to me at this point, right? With lifetime, we never actually look at ACoS, because lifetime ACoS doesn't really matter. If your keyword does really bad, for the first month, but for the second month it's really profitable, the lifetime ACoS might be strange. So we really look at ACoS on a week-to-week basis. So let's go to the 11th to the 18th, that 1 week period, and let's see how we're doing here. So as you can see, we have one keyword here, 82% ACoS. That's really high. That's not great. We spent $32, only got $39 back. That's something we need to optimize for sure. So as you can see, our bid is at 72. The ACoS is at 83%. We want that closer to 30%. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to go by more than half. So if it's 70, half 70 is 35. We probably want to go around 30 cents here. So let's go around 33 cents, right? The actual number doesn't really matter too much. Just the general bid needs to go way down. So as you can see, we're doing that just because it's a really high ACoS. Then we're going to look at the next one, right? So as you can see, we've already optimized this one because it's 88 cents for the suggested bid. Like I said, I always start off with higher than suggested. We're at 58 here, which means we can need to continue to optimize this keyword. And because we're only doing this once a week, you can see the weekly effect of your bid optimizations. So as you can see here, 61.5%. So to get to 30, we'll probably need to go a little bit more than, drop the bid by a little bit more than half. So here we'll go to about 27. Okay, that should be good, and that should bring our ACoS down further, with us, or rather to our target. Here I have 8% or $8 spent, 59 in sales, 13% ACoS. Technically, in these situations, you can raise your bid, but I usually don't like to do that. I like to let it do its thing, especially because it's already spending. If it's a profitable keyword, I don't really. You could technically raise the bid so that you can maximize the amount of sales you're getting from it, but really, that's just kind of playing with fire. So I'm not really going to touch that too much. Everything else here looks like it's doing all right. Another thing you always want to check too is the date ranges from the week before. So let's see if anything has changed from there. As you can see, so this keyword we've already optimized. That week it was doing better, it was at 58%, and now it was at like 80% or something. So that looks good, that looks good. What you could also do is bunch them into the last 2 weeks and see if there's any kind of patterns there to look at. So we've already optimized this one. We've already optimized this one with the big ACoS. This one is good. This one is fine, and everything else is fine. So we don't really have to worry about anything here. There's no crazy, spend. As you can see, there's $4 here. But $4 in 2 weeks is okay. It's not that crazy. So that's how I do it for the exact match campaigns. If you have any questions about how to do anything, leave it down below. I'll make sure to answer each and every one of you as best as I can. And also, if you're looking to step up your PPC game, make sure to check out the first link in the description. It's my Ecom Limitless program. And there you'll learn obviously how to grow and scale and really master the art of PPC and the optimizations so you can finally become profitable with PPC. So check the first link in the description. It's going to take you to my Ecom Limitless program. You'll be able to see what other students have to say about the program, and you'll be able to enroll there as well. Right now we have the one-on-one mentorship also included there, so you'll be able to work with me. I'll be able to help you with your PPC campaigns, help you optimize and hone in on exactly what's going wrong, and help you really grow and scale your business from there. So make sure to hit the first link in the description to check it out and learn more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.